Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. So with all that in mind, let's just dive in and let's start off with looking at coin market cap. So yesterday, we seen Bitcoin lose the 21.5K region yet again. We had a quick liquidity run up to that area, most likely a fake out before pulling back. There has been a lot of FUD around Genesis, as well as some regulatory concerns around a few other things as well. The DOJ announcing that they are going to focus on regulatory actions against cryptocurrency and so much more. I mean, there's so much happening. And a lot of people are questioning if this rally is finished and we are going to be coming back down. There's quite a bit of negative price action around the market right now. I'm focused on a few altcoins. For those that do want to know which altcoins I'm focused on, all you really have to do is watch the channel. I'm very transparent on which assets I am very, very bullish on. A few of them I already see here: Algorand, Casper, even Zilliqa. By the way, don't write off Zilliqa. Zilliqa is an OG. We've been focused on that one for a while, but yeah, it's very exciting to not only be in this market right now, as there's so much negativity around crypto. Just yesterday alone, we seen Jim Cramer, which is one of the biggest clowns at the circus. He was getting pretty negative on crypto recently, which is always bullish to me. And when we look at XRP, XRP is still trailing at around 38 cents. I'm pretty sure on the 3-day chart, on the price chart, I think that we're trailing right against major resistance. So definitely watch that. See if we could retest some nice lows. I'm starting to really accumulate a lot of XRP under 35 cents. For the last couple months, I've been really just buying around like 32 to 35 cents. It's been fun. I'm waiting to see if we lose 32 cents here soon so that we could buy in the mid 20 cent region. But with all that in mind, we did get a nice little viewpoint on a few things happening around Ripple with XRP. We do see over here, over half the transactions volume now runs through XRP. Shout out to Nathan Price, Nate855 over on Twitter. Listen close to this, and then we will address a few things around this.
About that is the SEC sued us around the question of is XRP a security at the end of 2020. And I'll admit, the beginning of 2021 was a stressful, Q1 was a stressful quarter for sure, because you now have a lawsuit in the largest economy in the world, and you didn't know how your existing customers would react, let alone new customers. And what we have seen since then, it particularly non-US, well over 95% of the customers we've signed in the last 2 years are non-US. Our activity is growing more and more outside the United States, and it's because you have this confusion in the United States. So we're now processing billions of dollars of transactions every quarter, and well over half of our total transaction volume, because we do have a fiat and XRP enabled product called on-demand liquidity. Over half of all of our transactions go through XRP now. That has grown, and so again, we're continuing to sign more contracts, more customers, and then the contracts and customers we have grown, partly because we opened more corridors, more currency pairs. And so there's kind of a nice series of building the positive virtuous cycle that helps grow the business.
And, one thing that I do want to mention here is, there's a ton of growth happening outside of the U.S., especially around crypto. Again, the U.S. is really falling behind. I would argue that we can't afford to as well. So soon we will see that shift. But over half the transaction volume now runs through XRP, and we do see a lot of people saying, like, why isn't the price reflecting this? I want you all to understand that, there is still a lot of constraints around XRP. You got to also remember how much money is actually flowing through Ripple. It's in the billions, but when we look at how much money and how much volume is actually being pushed through XRP on a daily basis in terms of trading volume, it is well over like the $1.4 billion range anyways. So when we talk about how much money's flowing through Ripple right now, I don't think that it's enough to actually push the price. Very similar to Hedera, right? So for those out there that hold XRP, I'm sure that you guys probably hold HBAR. If you don't, then I highly suggest you guys go and look at it. But a lot of people are questioning, like, why isn't HBAR skyrocketing in terms of value? right? Because when we go back over here, and let's actually real quick go to Hedera transactions, we are seeing about 800, anywhere between like 500 to 800 transactions per second on a daily basis now. And this is because the first enterprise grade application went fully live. Now you might be wondering like, okay, well now HBAR should be skyrocketing in value, right? And we did start to see a nice increase in price. I mean, like from about like 3.5 cents or so all the way up to like almost 6 cents. Pretty nice gain, but at the end of the day, we should be seeing a lot more price action, right? But the problem is that a lot of these transactions and the value here, like even 50 million transactions on Hedera's network, it's only accounting for about like roughly $5,000. You also have to question like, okay, all those transactions being pushed through on-demand liquidity, what's the transaction fee? Oh yeah, that's right, it's a fraction of a penny. So how much XRP is actually demanded and needed for those transactions? That's what you got to question. So there's still a lot of things to look into around XRP and what's actually happening with those transactions. But one thing that I would love to note is the fact that XRP still has about 2% market dominance, which is very good as the market is starting to kind of rebound here. I'm still focused on XRP in the short term and long term. Honestly, a lot of these utility gems, I don't even plan on selling for a while around this market. I think that like the next like couple years, 2 to 5 years, a lot of people are going to be like extremely reluctant to be able to buy XRP at like 38 cents right now. Because going forward, I'm telling you guys right now, a lot of these prices that we see on CoinMarketCap are going to change. And also, over here from Crypto Airy, so talking about over half of those transactions being pushed through on-demand liquidity. We do see over here from Crypto Airy, we do see many studies about Amazon and the flywheel concept and virtuous cycle can be found. Ripple introduced their flywheel concept and progress back in 2019 and 2020. If half of the RippleNet clients are using on-demand liquidity, I'd say that the wheel is spinning very fast. And here we have the flywheel concept and virtuous cycle, the flywheel for blockchain and payments, value and feasibility, proving value, proving feasibility, scalability, moving to production, building trust and demand, flywheel effect, expediting move to go live, boosting with digital assets as well. And here you guys have today, 2019, here's 2023. There's kind of a nice series of building a positive virtuous cycle. And here we have blockchain adoption at scale, growth for blockchain and payments, value and feasibility. Again, going really back to what we were seeing over here. But yeah, I mean, it looks like we are starting to see that adoption at scale. We're starting to see a lot of things moving pretty quick, especially with on-demand liquidity. I look forward to the day where trillions of dollars are being pushed through Ripple's products, because at that point, then you'll see a large-scale growth within the value. And I think that we are starting to see a big shift happening around these utility grade tokens. We're starting to see adoption. We're starting to see use cases going fully live. Now, also, we did see over here a little bit of an update on the overall case with XRP. We do see from Arjun Karpal, I hope that I'm saying that name right. We do see Davos caught up with Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, who thinks the SEC lawsuit will be resolved in the first half of this year. Optimistic this will certainly be resolved in 2023. In maybe the first half, I feel very good about where we are relative to the law and the facts. And I have it already queued up here. Listen closely to this.
Talk about those regulators in the US, the SEC, Brad. Let's get a check-in on what's going on with that lawsuit with the SEC and Ripple. Are you nearing an end potentially? Are you planning to settle with the SEC?
Well, we've always said that we would love to settle, but it requires one very, very, very important thing, and that is that on a go-forward basis, it's clear that XRP is not a security. The SEC and Gary Gensler has very outwardly said he views almost all crypto as a security, and so that leaves very little space in a Venn diagram for settlement. The case is now fully briefed in front of the judge, and judges take however long the judges will take. We're optimistic that this will certainly be resolved in 2023 and maybe the first half. So we'll see how it plays out from here. But I feel very good about where we are relative to the law and the facts.
So are you going to wait for the judge to come out with a decision on this one?
I'm very optimistic, and I think absent some significant change in posture from the SEC, I can't imagine that we won't have resolution from the judge. I also will point out, and I've certainly something I've heard here in Davos repeatedly, is how important this is, not just to how Ripple it goes forward, but also really the whole crypto industry in the United States. And I keep reminding people that outside the United States, crypto is still thriving, Ripple is still thriving, and we should make sure we're continuing to engage non-US regulators as well.
I mean, it's also difficult to say it's thriving when so many people have lost a lot of money speculating. And the key word here is speculating on the price of Bitcoin and various other cryptocurrencies. I remember back at the peak, there was a lot of talk about institutions getting involved. Given what we've seen, given the price action, given the drawdowns, given the numerous amounts of fraud cases that have gone on in the space, doesn't it feel like the hurdle is extremely high, if not impossible now, to get institutions involved? If you were sitting on a board of a pension fund, how could you justify to them that you're going to get involved in cryptocurrencies?
Well, I think it depends upon how we're defining institutional involvement. When I think about institutional involvement with Ripple, I'm thinking about financial institutions, banks, payment providers who are using our technologies to solve a cross-border payments problem. They've continued to engage, we've continued to grow, and so I feel good about that. But look, I think anytime you have this kind of change, people take a moment. I also think, and I pointed out in one of the sessions I was in at Davos here yesterday, is we talk about, obviously, crypto is down 65%. Tesla is down 65%. Facebook is down about 65%. No one's saying, hey, we shouldn't invest in Tesla or Facebook. So I think we have to, clearly, I would much rather not have the volatility we've seen in crypto in 2022. But I think we also have to look at that in concert of other kind of growth investment areas. And again, to your point, most of crypto has been speculation. If it's just speculation, I don't think that's long-term sustainable. We need to focus on utility and make sure we're solving problems for customers.
And I do completely agree with them. I'm optimistic as well that it will be resolved in the first half of this year. Very exciting times ahead. And I also love to see him really kind of targeting, like, listen, traditional finance and stocks also seen some turmoil in 2022 as well. Like, it's not just crypto that's down. It's not just crypto that's, people are losing money on. No, it's the global financial markets. But also, when we look at what Ripple is focused on and the institutional grade clients and all that kind of stuff, they're very excited about utilizing Ripple products, and this is crucial for them. I think that that's a great focus point as well for them. And talking more so about the case, yeah, I do think that the major thing is those Hinman emails, right? Everyone's focused on those Hinman emails. We actually see over here from XRP_Fudge, we do see XRP, Brad Garlinghouse, discussing the Hinman emails today at Davos. Can't wait for these to come out, or maybe they won't if they are that damning. Listen closely.
Well, two things. One, something called regulation through enforcement is never a particularly efficient way to regulate, right? If you want to regulate, do the work, write the rules, codify the rules. And when a company comes to you and says, hey, help me understand the rules, I want to make sure we're following the rules, help them understand the rules. I met personally with the SEC 3 times. Not once in those meetings did the SEC ever say to me, hey, and by the way, we're totally transparent about what we're doing. Not once did the SEC say, hey, we think XRP might be a security. So then for the later on to go back and say, hey, the whole time we thought XRP was a security, we just didn't tell you. That doesn't feel like a genuine partnership between public sector and private sector. Moreover, and some of this stuff I'll be more vague about because some of this stuff, it hasn't been public yet. But there's something called the Hinman email. Bill Hinman, the director of corporate finance at the SEC, gave a speech in June 2018 about how ETH had been a security, but had magically become not a security. And there's some emails associated with that the judge turned over 6 times. We finally did get those emails. And I think when those come to light, I think you will see more kind of like, how is it possible the SEC decided to bring a case against Ripple given what they were saying within their own walls?
Yeah,
And I do also believe that those Hinman emails, it's going to be a fun time to see those come to life. If they are not that damning and the SEC allows it. Because guess what? If the SEC, doesn't want these Hinman emails to see public eye, guess what? The case could be wrapped up. But I really do hope that these Hinman emails come out, because I think that they are going to really give us sort of it's going to give us a viewpoint on just how corrupt the SEC is. Listen, we already know that the SEC is extremely corrupt, but this is going to change everything. And also, by the way, going back to this initial video that we talked about, this is going to change everything around the entire industry. And as we do focus on XRP, listen, we're starting to see a lot of things change. Although, we could see some lower price action. We could see levels that we haven't seen since going back to December of 2020. We could still see these 20-cent zones. But I will say this, I feel very confident buying into XRP at around like 30 some cents, lower 30-cent range down to like the mid 20-cent range is a perfect opportunity for me, especially long term. If you are a long-term investor, you definitely are focused on XRP because, you know, a lot of these utility gems, you know, they're setting you up for financial freedom, for incredible wealth creation. And I do think that XRP is one of those assets that, again, it gets overlooked because when we go back onto the price chart, it's very easy to look at this and say, well, XRP has underperformed since 2017, 2018, so why would I even buy that? Why would I buy that when I could go buy, we'll say Solana, right? Solana did a 500x run. It's doing incredibly well. You know, it blasted through all these levels, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, retail individuals, they'll overlook XRP and they'll go over into like Solana, or they'll go over into Dogecoin or Shiba Inu, whatever's getting, you know, shilled to them on a daily basis, and they'll invest in that instead of investing into utility. Listen, we already know that these assets like Hedera are being utilized, and you know, these are pivoting enterprises into an incredible area of technological advancements. And even XRP, right? Institutional investors, institutional clients, banking clients, fintech companies, they are utilizing XRP to fundamentally change their entire business landscape. So when we look at the value of XRP, when we look at the value of these utility grade tokens, it's only a matter of time before this entire space changes rapidly from a speculative market, which I agree fully with Brad Garlinghouse that it's not sustainable, into a utility spotlight. And once that does happen, everyone out there that is sitting on the sidelines saying that X token is better than X token and this and that, blah, 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 everyone is going to have a major wake-up call. And it's coming. Oh, yeah. It's coming. For those out there that don't believe that a utility grade market is coming, they're going to get a wake-up call. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Guys, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on it because I'm a free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. It's up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.